This video, we're going to talk about the range slider. This is a little bit different than the slider. The slider, you only had one little bubble. The range slider allows you to, well, select a range within a larger range. So in this case, we're going from 0 to 100, and the user can select any sort of range in between. Let's take a look at this. Let's go into Design, go to Imports, add controls, whatever version you want to do. We're going to drop a column in here, and I want to kind of scale this around. And let's go ahead and center that in the parent. We're going to take this range slider, drop that in there, and I want a label. Drop that label in. We're going to take that white line right between the two so we know exactly where it snaps, but it didn't do it. So let's try that again. There we go. Now let's take both of these, and we're going to try and snap these into the center. Let's see what happens here. You notice how one went and the other didn't. Let's undo it, redo it. That is frustrating. So what's going on under the hood? We have a small bug here. We have multiple selected, but only one of them is moving. Frustrating. All right, so let's go here. Let's take that label, snap that over, and then let's modify this thing. And I'm going to say X to Y, and let's go ahead and make this a bit bigger. And let's grab him and let's say spacing 25. All right, so pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. We have a first value, a second value, and let me actually move this out. Our range slider selected, we've got first value, second value, from, and to. So first value and second value, these are the actual values the user has selected, where the from and to is the outer range. So think of this as inner range, outer range. And then, of course, we have the step and the snap mode. Whew, boy, this thing's a little bit more complex. Let's grab this, let's scale that down, and let's make this work. So first things first, we're going to make some connections. Not a big fan of connections as usual, but let's just do it. So I'm going to make two of them. And let's take this first one. Let's save my work in case we crash this thing. I'm going to go here and scroll down, see if it's going to give us what we're looking for. And of course not. It would be too easy if that was in there. What we're looking for is on value change, and I'm not seeing it right off the bat unless I'm completely missing it. That's possible, but I'm just not seeing it. Frustrating. All right, so on value changed was not helping us at all. Why? We've got the wrong target. What do you mean we've got the wrong target? We've got the range slider. Nope. We actually want a different target. And to do this, we have to jump into the code. See, the target is range slider. We want range slider first. So that's right. The first is an alias. We've talked about property aliases before. And then we want second. That's something you cannot do right out of the IDE. You could go in here and try to actually edit it manually. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. And then let's see if we can select it now. Nope, it's not even doing the properties. I'm clicking away and it's not dropping down any properties at all. So that's one of the shortcomings of this little guy. I know I've harped on him before. Let's jump back into code. So we've got range slider first, range slider second. In case you're wondering, wait, back up. First, second, what are these? Let's go back to design. Let's select our range slider. It's just this, first value, second value. Now, those are aliases for an object inside of this. It's just a property alias. We've done that before. So really, all you need to know is range slider dot first, range slider dot second. Now we can actually work with the value change. So we're going to grab this and we're going to say value changed. And I'm going to say label.text equals, and we're going to do a little bit of math. We're going to say math round, and we're going to say range slider, and then we want to do the first dot value, multiply that by 100, and we're going to say For those of you that already know JavaScript, you're probably screaming, why aren't you putting this into a function? Well, we can. We're just not going to do it yet because I'm going to cover JavaScript. Not going to cover all of JavaScript, but I'm going to show you enough that you can survive in QML land. And we're going to say range slider, and we want the second dot value times 100 going off the screen. I apologize about that. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Just through the magic of copy and paste, we're going to do that for both of those. So why do we need both of these? In case they move the first one or the second one, it's going to update both of them. Very easily could have wrapped this into one function. Save and run. Let's see what this looks like here. So we're going to move the first, we're going to move the second, and we're good to go. So some of the takeaways from this is the range slider allows an inner range from an outer range. And you have to hook into what's called range slider first and range slider second. These are just objects and they're property aliases. We've just shown how to do this before on our own custom components. But just know if you try to do like a range slider first value, you're going to get some sort of null error.